24 Filipino traditions that are predicting will die out very soon. Hey everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're diving into something really sentimental yet alarming, Filipino traditions that are on the brink of extinction. Yes, you heard that right. With rapid modernization and globalization, many of our cherished practices are fading away. Join me as we explore 14 Filipino traditions that might die out very soon. Let's jump in and see what's at risk. First off is the Bangkoda. This is how we honor our ancestors with elaborate sea-themed festivals, often reflecting our rich maritime history. But with modernization leading to urbanization, these celebrations are getting less frequent. Are we forgetting our roots? Next, let's talk about Simbang Gabi, a 9-day pre-Christmas mass tradition. Honestly, it's been a way for families to bond and celebrate our faith. But fewer young people are attending. They say sleep is more comforting than a candlelit church. Can we change that? How about Pabesa? This 7-day rhythm of chanting the Passion of Christ during Holy Week is such a vibrant tradition. It feels more like a marathon. But with busier lifestyles and less community focus, these recitations are dwindling. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Let's keep it rolling. Now, let's discuss communal cooking during Noche Buena. It's more than just food, it's a way for families to bond. But as families become smaller and more fragmented, this beautiful occupation is becoming less common. Have you ever played Tumbang Preso? It's an iconic street game enjoyed by kids growing up. Today, fewer kids are outside playing and more are glued to their screens. Will our outdoor play culture die out? How about our traditional folk dances? Hotas, tinikaling, they've been a joy to perform at celebrations. But with more influence from Western culture, our own dances seem to be neglected. We could lose it if we don't pass it on. Next is Aroy, when families come together to honor the deceased at cemeteries. While many still hold on to this, the rising convenience of online memorials is changing how we remember. Will in-person gatherings soon be a thing of the past?
Bayanihan, the spirit of communal unity and cooperation, is a core Filipino value. But with urban migration and lifestyle changes, this tradition feels like a blast from the past. Will we forget how to help each other? Storytelling has been our way to pass down culture. But with children now glued to devices, the art of storytelling is in jeopardy. It's sad, but fewer stories are passed between generations, changing our cultural fabric. 10. Traditional courtship. The classic Filipino courtship method, known as panliligaw, is diminishing as Western dating practices become more prevalent. Traditional practices like harana, serenading, and pananilbian, performing chores for the girl's family, are becoming rare. 11. Traditional games. Games such as Pico, Patintero, and Tumbang Preso are losing popularity among younger generations who prefer digital games. This shift has led to many children not learning these traditional games, which were once a source of joy and physical activity. 12. Pagmamano. Now, who remembers the tradition of mano? It's when we ask for blessings from elders by taking their hand and placing it on our forehead. It's a beautiful sign of respect. But as people move abroad or become more informal, the nuances of this practice are fading away. This traditional gesture of respect involves kissing or placing one's forehead on an elder's hand. While still practiced, it is increasingly being replaced by other forms of greeting, such as beso-beso, cheek-to-cheek greetings, which lack the same cultural significance. 13. Pandasal. Once a staple in Filipino households, the traditional bread pandasal is facing decline due to rising ingredient costs and decreased profitability for bakers. Many Filipinos are shifting towards rice as a primary food source instead. 14. Traditional tattoos. The ancient tattooing practice known as barak, traditionally performed by the last Mambabatok, Apawang Odi, is evolving. While there is a revival of interest due to tourism, the original cultural significance may be lost as it becomes commodified for visitors.
15. Indigenous burial customs. Various indigenous burial practices, such as mummification and log coffins, are being overshadowed by modern funeral customs influenced by Catholicism and Western practices. These unique traditions risk being forgotten as urbanization spreads. Labing anim na, the siyam na araw. This practice involves holding a 9-day prayer vigil for the deceased, known as a novena. While still observed in some families, the significance may diminish as younger generations adopt more secular approaches to mourning. 17. Lamay. A process where families gather to grieve is such a beautiful way of showing support. However, as funerals become more professionalized, many are opting for simpler and faster services. Are we losing that intimate connection? The traditional wake or lamay, which can last up to 7 nights, is becoming less common as families opt for shorter memorial services or even virtual ceremonies due to logistical challenges and modern lifestyles. 18. Family reunions during dead. Filipinos traditionally use death as an opportunity for family reunions, strengthening ties among relatives. However, with increasing mobility and diaspora communities, these gatherings may become less frequent. 19. Rituals involving food offerings. Customs that involve preparing food offerings for the deceased during wakes and anniversaries are declining in favor of simpler memorial practices that do not require elaborate preparations. 20. Next is the Grand Fiesta. This time of the year brings communities together in vibrant festivities, food, and parades. But with the hustle and bustle of our modern lives, many towns are celebrating smaller, more private gatherings instead. Where has our community spirit gone? Cultural festivals. Many local festivals celebrating indigenous cultures are under threat from globalization and urban development, leading to a loss of unique cultural expressions and community bonding experiences. 21. Traditional healing practices. Ancient healing methods using herbal remedies and rituals are being overshadowed by modern medicine, leading to a decline in traditional knowledge passed down through generations. 22. Folk songs and dances. Traditional folk songs and dances that reflect Filipino heritage are at risk of fading away as younger generations gravitate towards contemporary music and dance forms that lack cultural context. 23. Respect for elders. While respect for elders remains a core value in Filipino culture, the ways this respect is shown, such as through specific gestures or rituals, are evolving or diminishing in significance among younger Filipinos influenced by global norms.
24. Last but not least is our skilled craftsmanship. Markets full of handmade goods are being overshadowed by imported products. If we don't support local artisans, will our craftsmanship culture vanish completely? Our Filipino traditions are a rich tapestry that defines us. While modernization is inevitable, let's vow to preserve these beauties. Share your thoughts below. Which tradition do you hope stays alive? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's keep our culture thriving together.